Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us again. July 5th today, Judge Carter of Tom Green County. We are coming back to do an overall assessment again, one more release as we have been overnight from yesterday's events, the substantial rain event that we saw with the flooding northeast side of town and the north sector 2105 ranging down all the way to Bell Street with the main affected areas. First of all, what I'd like to do is thank all of the agencies that have been involved with county and city, all the first responders between Sheriff's Department and the San Angelo Police Department, all of the volunteer fire departments, the San Angelo Fire Department. We had many responders out there making sure that the life and safety of all of our citizens were being taken care of, and all the rescue efforts were complete in a good manner. Tremendous efforts through it all. I'd also like to thank TDEM, the Texas Department of Emergency Management, Sean Baxter and his team here. He is our chief for emergency management in this area. It has been a tremendous effort working with them to make sure that we get all of the documentation side of it, all of the paperwork side of it, the administrative side of it, that you don't think about in a disaster like this taken care of. It's been truly a pleasure, so I thank them. DPS, I want to thank DPS and the helicopter with the two pilots, with Justin Baker. Also, their efforts with aerial views, the ride that Mayor Thompson and I were able to get up in the air and assess that area to see exactly where we're truly effective, and we've formulated a map out of that to show on a GIS map to see exactly how extensive it was. State and federal officials, August Pfluger's office, Congressional District 11, Drew Darby, Senator Charles Perry, thank you all for reaching out, making sure the efforts that we needed were being taken care of. And asked always if there's anything that we need. We're still formulating through it to see exactly how we'll be reaching out in the future. All of the local nonprofits, the United Way, Cameron, thank you. I think she hiding behind. Thank you, Cameron. It's been a tremendous effort working with all the nonprofits, the United Way, the volunteer sector of it. We live in a great community. When a disaster like this happens in Tom Green County and San Angelo and the surrounding areas, our citizens come out in droves to make sure that we're taking care of our own. So thank you all very much. Paul Ann Church, they were able to open up one of their facilities for the housing of the individuals that were displaced. Thank you for that, along with taking in the donations. Contra Valley COG, Contra Valley Transit, they were able to help and aid in the transport after being rescued for the individuals that were displaced. And the generous citizens, like I said, of Tom Green County and the city of San Angelo and the surrounding areas. Thank you so much for that. I want to emphasize more now on what we've touched base on a couple times now in the last two press conferences, what is called the ISTAT. That is the documentation needed for individuals to gain assistance, hopefully from the federal level if it meets thresholds. One sector that we have not touched on is the agriculture sector. If you have any agricultural loss, whether it be fencing, loss of animals, loss of feed, bales of hay, anything like that, please document that. We can put that into the ISTAT sector of it. If you need any help with that, please contact the Tom Green County Extension Agent, or anybody else watching in your county. Contact your extension agent. The number is 325-653-4576. And after 5, please leave a message for them. As you know, Governor Abbott yesterday did issue a disaster declaration, emergency declaration. We are awaiting another press conference today at 2:30 between the Office of the Governor and Secretary Noem. That is going to be in Kerr County, down in Kerrville. We have one of our neighbors, Kerrville, has seen tremendous loss of life. We mentioned yesterday, and I'll let Chief Griffith touch on this in a little bit. We did have one outstanding person being looked for. That person has been found, unfortunately, deceased. I'll let the efforts of that be discussed by him. At this time, well, let me touch base. Coming from Sheriff's Department, Sheriff's Office, we do not see any impassable major roadways at this time. I think everything has subsided, thank the Lord. 2105. There might be debris in the road. I have not witnessed it as of today, but the efforts are to be cleaning off those roadways to make sure they are passable and people can travel on those areas safely. So I'm going to pass it off now to Mayor Tom Thompson.
Thanks everyone for being here. I'm Mayor Tom Thompson. I'm going to cover some elements that I think a few people need about local donations, how to proceed with some questions that they may have, and as far as volunteers, and a little bit about the animal shelter. And as soon as I'm done, I'll turn it over to Police Chief Griffith. But I think the key information for today is emergency services. If you need emergency services, please dial 911. All right, don't hesitate. If it's life-threatening, you need to go down that path. Non-emergency, I know a lot of people haven't used it before. Dial 211. 211, you'll give them your zip code and they'll kind of allocate you and they'll head you in a direction you need to follow to get you the proper resources. There's also our non-emergency police department number, 657-4315. So let's talk about shelter info. So the United Way has an evacuation center that has resources available, and it's open at Paul Ann Baptist Church, and it's open till 4 p.m. today. After 4 p.m., revert back to the non-emergency PD number of 657-4315. Medical needs, we talked with Shannon Hospital. Shannon gave us some inputs. They've got 4 small urgent care facilities. I believe it's the North and the Jackson locations are open 7 today and tomorrow. The West and South facilities will be open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Both emergency locations will be open 24/7. But as people start to do debris cleanup and they start to pick up, I would say, debris and things, there's going to be cuts, bruises. If you cut yourself, just get to one of the urgent care clinics. Shannon's out there to help. We can move forward from there. Volunteers, got tons of calls, and it's just amazing how many people have reached out to not only to me, but everybody within the city. What can we do? And here's where we're going to start that. If you're interested in flood relief efforts, visit the United Way of the Concho Valley Facebook page, all right, or call 949-3716. I'll repeat that one more time. You can get to the United Way of San Angelo's Facebook page, or you can call their phone number at 949-3716. They're kind of running point on helping us allocate resources. Donations. So water, non-perishables, clothing, food, household cleaning, and packing supplies can be taken today to the Concho Valley Turning Point Warehouse at 2400 South Hill. That's the CV Turning Point Warehouse at 2400 South Hill until 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., they won't be taking any more donations. We're going to make a reassessment tomorrow. So donations today. Let's see where we sit, and then we'll probably get some information out tomorrow. I want to talk a little bit about the animal shelter. Boarding assistance for owned pets, which is cats and dogs, not livestock, is available through Concho Valley Paws program funded by a national group. Please contact Jenny Wilson at 325-656-3950. That's 325-656-3950. Local private boarding facilities will have room on Monday. For immediate care, pets can be impounded at the city shelter, or we can provide crates and leashes if the owner wants to maintain physical custody and rely on friends and family. We are in touch with Texas AgriLife. We're looking at some possibilities for livestock, but I will say right now the fairgrounds have been flooded. A lot of the facilities there are nothing but mud floors, so it's not really a good place, and plus we're having a little bit of trouble getting into the facility. At this point in time, I want everybody to remember you can find all of this information on our website at sanangelo.gov/July 4th. With this, now I'm going to turn it over to Chief Griffith and let him talk for a little bit. And then after Chief Griffith, we're going to have about 5 to 10 minutes with Shane Kelton, who's going to talk about debris cleanup.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to start off, I want to say thank you to the members of the media. We can't do this without you because you're getting information to the citizens. It really means a lot to us. It's been a busy time for the first responders in San Angelo. I want to say a big thank you to the San Angelo Fire Department. Those guys have been out running way busier than normal and doing water rescues, and sometimes we put equipment in harm's way to do so. Their trucks are much bigger than ours. They went out there and saved a lot of people early, partnered with our team members to be able to get out there and find the people that were in need. We're going to be working on releasing some drone videos that we had of active rescues that were ongoing, of our officers on rooftops in boats that were given by local citizens, and wading through water. This kind of stuff was going on during that time frame, and that's the boots on the ground when it occurred. I can't tell you how amazing that the work was. The firemen and the police officers were out there, and the citizens that showed up. I do want to say thank you to the Fort Worth Fire Department. They had a Task Force 1 swiftwater rescue boat that was actually in this region when it occurred. They deployed with us for a short period of time, and then were redeployed to the counties to our south. They were able to do multiple rescues with both fire department and police department staff. So thank you to those guys. And about 400 calls that we had calls for service is what we mean by that, which means people that we dispatched out. We had about 1,000 phone calls that came in during this short period of time. I have to say thank you to our dispatchers at the comm center. They 100% showed up and did some amazing work to get the information to the first responders, because as you've seen from videos on social media and all the things that were ongoing, it was a lot to handle and to try to get the information of where they were at. At this point, we have only seen one fatality. I'm going to speak on that a little bit, but I can tell you from the amount of houses that were washed off their foundations, from the amount of damage that we're seeing on the map here behind me, that's nothing short of a miracle to see that we have only one fatality. My heart and prayers are with the family of the deceased. I will tell you that I know people have been reaching out knowing that they've been missing for this long, and we worked an operation over the last roughly 12 hours. Nighttime impeded some abilities, but we were able to, at about 9:15, locate the body of the victim, who was 62 years old. She was cared for greatly by her family. So I ask that you be praying. We're not going to release her name just yet, because we did notify the initial next of kin, but also want them to be able to notify their friends and family and extended family, and we'll release that in a written release. We've only seen minor injuries outside of that. We've seen the fire department has transported those that were injured, but they were only minor, non-life-threatening, to local hospitals. We continue to provide a strong presence in the most affected areas, and what we mean by that is the east part of town. That doesn't take away from anybody else that's in this northern region. Is most of the northern region was high water and not swift water. So what that means is flooding versus your house being swept off its foundation. We have the fire department, fire marshal's office is out right now working to secure the buildings, find out if we can get into those and what is safe to go into. So we're working with that and supporting them in that mission. We do ask, if you don't need to be in these areas, and if you don't know anybody there and you just want to kind of get an idea, we ask that you kind of stay out, because there's a lot of traffic of people's friends and folks getting in there to try to help them. Also, we have a lot of first responders in that region, so stay out of that affected area, which, and the easiest way to put it would be anything north of the loop down to the Concho River, right along Bell Street. And I want to say thank you to DPS, Lieutenant Ram Garza and his team as our local troopers. They were some of the first ones in the water right there with us. They 100%, man, put themselves in dangerous situations. They were on a boat themselves that was given by a citizen. That boat capsized, and by the grace of God, they did not sustain any injuries, and were not lost in that. Our drone team, man, a lot of people don't understand what goes into that. We have now we have a 4-person drone team. They were going on rotation. That our drones were flying almost nonstop for about 22 hours. They did some amazing work, and those guys are some of the best drone team in this whole area. They got great information to the officers to help work those rescues, to find the people. One of the most dramatic things I've seen so far was a father and son of about roughly 3 years old were hanging on to a street sign in very high water, and they were able to direct the assets to pick up that family. That went on. That's just the ones we know of. It was such a fast-paced thing. I think that's probably my phone, and I'm going to own that. It could be Justice calling, I'm not sure. Thank you, Shane. That's why you don't leave your phones in the back. Yes. So, my apologies. I want to say thank you to Shane, who just popped back here. Shane and his crew with the city maintenance has been outstanding. We would not be able to do our job without them. That goes for fire and police, EMS, across the board. They were replacing us at intersections, staying long hours. They've been out there nonstop as well. This is a team effort from some wonderful first responders and wonderful people that work for the city of San Angelo. And you would not see the numbers that you see right here, I think, without that quality of first responders and staff that we have here. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Shane and go from there.
Shane Kelton, Executive Director of Public Works for the city. Today we want to discuss regular trash and recycling services, along with debris management moving forward, and some other things related to Public Works. As we move forward with trash collection services, Republic Services facility was hit very hard by the flooding there off Hughes Street, sustained quite a bit of damage. Most of their vehicles were submerged, and had quite a bit of damage at their facility. So they have requested assistance from their partners or their other folks that they have throughout the state. And so they are deploying assets to San Angelo as we speak. So there will be some disruption in your trash service for the next week and a half, as we get those assets here and we get geared back up and we catch up from this flood event. So we have, again, if you've driven around, we've seen quite a few trash carts that have been swept away and washed away. And so again, there is quite a bit of disturbance. Republic is out there working currently to collect all of these trash bins that they have found. If your trash can was lost, please contact our customer service at the City of San Angelo at 325-657-4323 to be added to the replacement list, and we will work to try to get a replacement bin to your residents. Please be patient, as this may take some time, as we're still gathering bins and getting them clean, getting them refurbished, and getting them back out. So again, be patient with us, but please get on the list so we can get new bins out to you. As we start talking about regular trash service, again, there will be some disruption in it. But again, please, if you have your standard carts and you didn't see any damage, please go ahead and set your trash out on its normal schedule in its normal location, and we will get to you. The trash service will get to you as soon as they can. If it is not picked up on its normal time, please leave it there. And again, we will get there as soon as we can to get that trash collected. We have suspended recycling services for the next week and a half, as we are working towards getting caught back up on our trash service. And so you can, if necessary, use your recycling cart for standard household trash. Again, we are going to be suspending recycling services for the next week and a half until we can get caught back up. Moving forward, if you do not have a trash bin at your residence and we are not able to get you one before your next time to set it out, please bag your trash in bags and set it out at the curb. We will come by and hand pick it. Our Republic Services will come by and hand pick that trash at your curb. So again, go ahead and set it out. please bag it and set it out at the curb. We will, as we're moving forward, we will be focusing on the neighborhoods that were hardest hit, as there will be perishable goods. We have quite a few homes still without electricity. AEP is currently working to reestablish electricity in those areas, but we still have quite a few homes that are without electricity, and so we know there will be perishable items that are going to need to be removed fairly quickly. And so we will be concentrating on those areas, but again, we will be servicing the entire city. So again, bear with us as we move forward. We will also, on the commercial side of things, we will be focusing on commercial pickup. We will be focusing hospitals, nursing homes, and restaurants. Again, those with more perishable items that can move faster. However, we will continue to service all commercial carts. If you do have issues with commercial, your dumpster being overfull, things like that, and we're not getting to you, you can call our customer service and report that at 325-657-4323. Moving on to debris management from the flood. We do have the hardest hit areas. I mean, some of these hardest hit areas, especially with the swift water, and also north in our northern parts where we just saw general home flooding as well without the swift water. We know there's going to be quite a bit of debris that you're going to have, whether that's construction debris, carpets, those type things, appliances, refrigerators, TVs, those type things. There's going to be quite a bit of debris. We do have a debris management company that we are working with to come in and collect this. And this is very important as we're moving through this, is that we follow these steps. We have this on our webpage at sanangelo.gov/July 4. And as we're moving through, please go look at this debris management flyer that we have posted on there, and it will tell you, it will give you the instructions that we need. We need everything separated, and we need it all placed at back of curb, or we need it placed at street edge if you do not have a curb. And so please do not put anything in the street itself, but back of curb or at street edge. We do need all of this material sorted. If it's not sorted, we will not be able to take it. This is these are FEMA requirements that we are abiding by as we move forward to try to, again, as we seek reimbursement opportunities for all the damage that were related. These steps must be followed. So we will need it on the brochure, as you can see. We will need household hazardous waste separated out, electronics separated, appliances and white goods separated. Any construction debris, again, 2x4, sheetrock, roofing, carpet, those type items separated as well. Vegetation separated, so your tree branches, shrubbery, anything like that removed. That will also need to be in a separate pile. And along with any normal household trash, again, if you have a bin, please use it. If you do not have a bin, please bag it and place it to the side at the curb as well too. So again, it's very important that we follow these steps as we move forward so we can seek reimbursement. We again, like I said, we are working with a debris management company. As we move forward, we will probably not start debris pickup from the curb for another 7 to 10 days, allowing property owners, homeowners, residences to be able to allow to get into their homes, to remove any of the debris, to remove whatever items they need and get on the curb. And then we will be visiting, our staff will be going around working with the residences and the homeowners to, again, establish the best time to bring this company in and start the removal process. We will also have staff, operations staff, that will be going in these affected areas, going to each residence, and again, handing out the flyers and assisting with any information that is needed about the debris management pickup. You will see City Public Works staff out there working through this process, as well as other city staff as well as we move through this process. Again, this is going to take some time. There is substantial damage in a lot of areas of town, and so this will take some time. We are still in the assessment period right now. We still have crews out all over town working through this, assessing it. Again, as Police Chief stated earlier, we do have the City Fire Marshal's office and the city building official that are out working right now on structural safety issues in these hardest hit areas. When we're, and again, we want to reiterate as we're going through and y'all are cleaning and the citizens are cleaning up and they are working through, we want to make sure that you do document everything very well. You need to make sure that you take plenty of photographs of all of the damage, any property damage, any personal property damage. Make sure that you take good photos of that, create detailed lists, work through those type things. Any receipts associated with it, make sure that you document and keep those receipts. And then of course too, if you do have insurance, make sure that before you do anything, you contact your insurance provider and make sure that you're working with them as well too. This, and again, while we are doing these assessments, the safety and safety stuff, remember that this is just strictly for safety of the resident itself and making sure that it is safe for the residents or the homeowners to actually enter that structure to start cleaning it out. Again, we do not want anybody injured or hurt further. And so again, it doesn't have anything to do with insurance or anything else at this point. It is just strictly safety measures for the residents and the homeowners themselves. At this time, there will be, because of the debris management and how we're handling this, there is not and will not be a central drop-off for any debris or any other trash at this time. And again, and currently right now, the landfill is closed to the public until further notice. We're expecting it probably for another week or so as we're trying to work to get the landfill in operational order again, as it did take quite a bit of rainfall at the landfill itself. And so we are working through that process, and it will remain closed to the public probably for the next week and a half. We will let everybody know as we get that open and when we return to normal services. We just talk about the structural assessment and the structural safety. If you are a citizen or a homeowner and the fire marshal's office or the city building official has placed an orange X on your house, that means that it is unsafe to enter. And there will be information posted on the house or on the residence itself to contact the appropriate people for them to get in touch with you. One last thing, as we talk about starting the recovery process of this, we just want to remind all citizens that as we move through, that any of the general contractors here in town, electricians, plumbers, and all that must be registered through the city. So we want to make sure that, again, that if you have somebody coming from out of town, that you know somebody, anything like that, please have them register with the Permits and Inspection Office. And again, or two, if you want to verify that they are a registered contractor with the city, ready to do business with the city, you can contact our Permits and Inspections Division and they can give you that information as well. I do not currently have that number, but I will, again, it can be found on our website at sanangelo.gov. I want to touch briefly on road safety as we move forward. Again, we still will have some areas barricaded, especially up in the Lakeview area. Lakeview drains fairly slowly up in the area, and so we still do have water over the roads, crossing the roads, and so we will have some areas still barricaded probably for the next 2 or 3 days as we allow that water to recede. Please do not, again, obey all the road closures. Do not drive through the barricades. We have seen quite a bit of road damage in certain areas, and again, we don't know what the road conditions are going to be under any water as you're moving through. And there could be other compromised issues with undercutting and other things as well too. So again, stay safe out there, and again, obey all road closures and barricades. If you would like to help us and report damage, whether that's road damage or that's Or that's, if you see sewer manholes, we have had several sewer manholes that have been in the swift water stuff washed away, blown away. And so if you see any open manholes, you see anything like that, you see road damage, you see any debris in roads and you want to report that, please report that damage on our website at sanangelo.gov/July 4. And there will be a link where you can report road damage or any other damage that you see to a city asset. And with that, I will turn it back over to Mayor Thompson.
Thanks, sir. A couple follow-up and add-ons that were pointed out. Number one, we need to, we left out thanking the Texas Parks and Wildlife. I know they had a ton of teams out, and we're working on water rescues. It's a very important group to us. We're sorry about that. Here's one that I want everybody to focus on. There's been a lot of calls on what we can do financially and how you can donate. We are pushing all of the local financial donations to the San Angelo Area Foundation. That's SAAFOUND.org. It's a local organization. They manage funds. They've started up. You can go to their website. And we just think that's the best starting point. They work with several of the local nonprofits. So it's a good way to channel your money, make sure it stays local, and it's got quite a bit of oversight. The third thing on here was brought up from the United Way. They're asking that no one self-deploys a cleanup team. All right, check in with the United Way first. I know you may have 4 or 5 people. There may be a team you want to go help. Please check in with United Way so we get the proper documentation. Call them first at 949-3716. The last one I'm going to throw in there is the guidelines we're talking to you with today for cleanup and everything are FEMA guidelines, all right? It's not something the county or the city came up with. These are guidelines provided by FEMA. We're just trying to maximize the amount of recovery funds we can get for us. So please bear with us. This is going to take some time. We're looking at least probably 2 or 3 weeks. I've had tons of people call that want to provide food and meals. We're going to work through the United Way, and we're going to schedule up a team and a calendar, and we'll work through that. Just give us a little bit of time.
You know, you start thinking everybody, it's inevitable that you're going to miss someone. So if we missed anybody out there that was part of these efforts, thank you very much for those individuals and for the efforts put out for the safety and the recovery of people. One other mention that we just found out from the state is that we have seen an uptick in false scam text messages, phone calls, emails already coming out. Scams that are related to the contracting for individuals of cleanup. If you are contacted by any of these individuals, please be aware. Do not give any money up front. Make sure they are registered with the city. Make sure they are an actual business. You can check that out through the Better Business Bureau. Any kind of methods, Home Builders Association, they have lists of contractors and subs in this area to make sure that they are true to what they are.
As of right now, there's not a press conference planned for tomorrow. We'll look at regrouping and putting information out Monday morning first thing, and we'll do a press conference sometime Monday, and it may not be a huge one. We'll just kind of give an update of where we get, try to hit our pertinent information. If you have questions that you'd like to be asked, please send them in through our public information. sanangelo.gov/July 4th.